tip for you. This is if you got a new bow. In my case, I got a new set of limbs. It's the Yuka Yankees. By the way, they're really sweet. You should check them out. Whether you got a new bow, new limbs, just learning how to gap shoot, or you need a little bit of extra help for hunting season. You know, the biggest problem with learning your gaps is understanding what that looks like at the target. There's generally two different perspectives you could have when gap shooting. You gap at the target or you gap at the riser. And that's really dependent on how you view your depth of perception, how you judge distances, and that's whether you're looking at the target and saying, okay, I need to aim 15 inches below what I'm trying to hit, or if you're looking at your riser and saying, I need to have my arrow point 1.25 inches above, what I'm trying to hit. So one little trick that I do, and I think this helps a lot, I've done it several times over the years, is I'll make a mark on my riser, okay? And this is a temporary thing. Know if you're going to a 3D shoot in the traditional or bare bow class, it is not authorized. You could shoot, but you wouldn't be able to turn in your scorecard, right? But for a learning tool, what I use this as, I think it's tremendous. It'll help save a lot of time. It'll teach you your sight picture a lot quicker. Again, some people don't have a problem. I kind of do. So it helps me. It might help you. So the first thing I'm going to do is see my target down there, the black one on the right. Underneath, I got a white foam block, and I've got a red piece of tape on that. I'm just going to shoot my gap. I'm back here at 20 yards. So I'm going to place the point of my arrow on the red dot, and the arrow is going to impact wherever it does. And then we'll go to step 2. Okay, so that should be my gap at 20 yards. Kind of large, kind of hard to navigate that when you're just learning how. So here's what I do. I'm gonna take an arrow, okay? And I pre-cut some little pieces of white tape here, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull my arrow back approximately to where I draw the bow at. I'm going to look down the target, okay? Okay, so I'm going to place the dot, or the point on the dot. I'm going to look at where my arrow impacted. I'm going to find that corresponding spot on the riser. Okay, so now that I got the tape on there, I'm going to shoot again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that tape to set my height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to anchor, I'm going to transfer to hold, I'm going to set my aim, and essentially I'm just using that tape as to set my height, my arrow from my left to right, and I'm going to continue increasing back tension in proper direction, execute the shot, and see where the arrow impacts. You may have to adjust the tape slightly up or down until you get it right. Okay, so that impacted right with the other arrow. So now I can use this to help me learn my sight picture. And yeah, once I feel like I've really got that down, I understand what the sight picture looks like, I'm gonna take the tape off, and there we go. I've learned my gap, and you can learn your gap off of this, right? So take a couple more shots, try to shoot the deer, and see how that works. little left. Still tuning these arrows. Like I said, these are new limbs. I think they're hitting a little stiff. See on the black target, they're a little left also. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a couple shots. And I thought I'd mention another thing that this is really good for is when you're learning to gap shoot. You know, it's a lot easier to shoot your gaps on a target like a standing deer because you have all that space from, you know, the kill zone down the leg where you can estimate your gap. It becomes difficult when you have a bedded animal. And the reason is because it's really hard to judge 16 inches below something that's bedded. You end up picking something out on the ground, and that's difficult because it's not, you know, a vertical plane. It's you know, it just really throws off your depth perception, and it's really easy to under or overshoot your target. Now with this tape, this is your gap. So you can start right off the bat understanding your hold. So we'll shoot an arrow on the standing deer, and then we'll shoot one on the bedded doe. Okay, well, I hope this helps, and yeah, I'll have some more tips out and some more videos. Like I said, I'm just starting my YouTube channel, so hope you like it, and I'll see you around.